G'day guys. Right, jumping straight in here. This is how I create thickers using my manual die cutting machine. And I just add some sticky craft foam to the back of some cardstock and I pull out my letters. And what you see me doing here is just an easy tally way of working out how many letters I need to cut of each letter. So it's, we've all seen you write the title, you write how many letters, you cross them off as you go, and that's how I do that. Now, I am popping my letters down. I have a magnetic baseboard that goes through, a plate, that goes into my Spellbinders Platinum 6. And that's the machine that I use, and I absolutely love it. It works perfectly every single time, and I've never had an issue with it whatsoever. And I just put the card side down. Now, the catch is with doing this, you can only put it through once. If you put craft foam through twice, you'll get a double cut and it won't work. So you put it through once, and that way, hopefully, with any luck, you end up being able to punch them all out. And I don't have a problem. This particular SIZZIX die set that I'm using, which is number, 664728. I'll have everything listed below, guys. So if you want to know anything specifically, I'll have it all listed below. Now, using that particular die set, it actually cuts a shadow, so it was a little bit harder to get that one through, and I forgot, and that's why I used that one. So, but that's all right. That's for me to learn and struggle with later on. So now what you see me doing is I have pulled out a couple of strips, a piece of wood panel that has come out of my P13 Always and Forever collection. It was just an odd piece I had left over, and the wood panel you can see on the very bottom is from Craft Consortium Wood Textures collection, and that's a 12 by 12. Now, what am I creating? I had this idea in my head. I wanted to scrap these. I've got a few photos from one of my girlfriends, and she's got a couple of dash hounds or dachshunds, however you pronounce it. And her little sausage dogs, and they're just adorable. And one's Daisy, and Daisy's baby is Chico, and they play together. They're amazing. They're beautiful, beautiful dogs. And because her dogs are brown, and I don't have brown dogs, I have one brown silver dog, but I love scrapbooking them. They're just adorable. So I asked her if I could scrap them, and that's what I decided to do here. Now, what I wanted to do with these particular photos, this photo was taken when they were camping, and they do a lot of camping, and they take their dogs with them when they go camping, and they were in the van and looking out, and it was just adorable. And as soon as I saw the photo, I thought, how much is that doggy in the window? So that's what I'm creating. I know this is probably a lot more process than what I usually put into a video. So if you want to pause it, grab a coffee and sit down for the duration, I completely understand. Now, I have removed a little bit out of, like I show you how to do it. Like for the letters, for example, I showed you the first run through, but then I edited the rest just so that it didn't go forever. This particular layout, I don't mind telling you guys, this actually took me 4.5 hours to create. So I had to edit a little bit. There's just no way I could get away without editing it. So in order to create a wood look, what I like to use are my brushes, and if you drag a couple of different shades of brown and you drag them all one way, and I like doing the darker getting caught sort of on the edge, and it gives you a sort of a faux wood look. So bear with me, because that's when I realized what was going on. It just didn't sit right. It's because my background paper, I love this particular wood, but it needed to darken up a little bit to match with the shutters that I'd made. So that's when I just went to town with my oxides, and you can do this with any paper. It doesn't have to be wood. There's quite often you can look at some papers and you'll pull them out and you'll go, oh, it's a nice orange, but it's not quite the right orange. Oxides are your best friend because, yawning. It's Sunday afternoon when I'm doing this, and we have been up all morning at ridiculous hours this morning because my daughter had an AFL game today, and it was one of the prelim games, and they won. Oh my God, they didn't let the other team score one goal. It was amazing. So Ange is super stoked. They're into the semis. So next weekend we're going to play a team they're pretty good. So we've got to be on the ball next week. Now, this is where I come in. This is where it all starts to come together. I pulled out some muslin and I am going to town and I'm colouring it. I just picked a colour. There was no real reason for this colour. It was just, I hardly ever use saltwater taffy. I don't know what it is. It's just, I love the colour, but I don't use it very often. Now, don't mind me. I have my little gloves on my fingers. I'm going through a real sensory thing at the moment. And my fibro and my RA is playing up big time. And for some reason, when that's playing up, I can't handle the chalkiness of the oxides. I don't know why. So I just pop them on my fingers and then I don't get all inky. So I am creating a set of curtains to go in my window because I'm creating what do they call it? I'm trying to think what they call it. It's like it's 3D is what it is. That's what I'm trying to sort of create, like the depth in the window. And it comes together. I'm really, really happy with how this turns out in the end. It took a little bit of, I even put acetate in my window. So my dogs even have a window, so they're peering out of the window. I just thought it was cute. Come on, guys, why not? It's cute. It's fun. I mean, if we can, yes, when we're scrapbooking a memory, we're scrapbooking memories, we're scrapbooking fun times. Why can't we have fun and be creative with the outcome at the end of the day? Why can't we do that? So I decided on this particular layout. It is so cute, and I showed Janelle, and Nell loved it. She thought it was really cute. So as you can see, I'm sticking this down. I'm using a lot of tape. Don't worry, I do come in. These are my Creative Memory stickers, by the way. I took them out of the big folder that I had them in because I don't really use them much anymore. But I remembered I had these little, I don't even know what they're called. I think they were garden something or other stickers. And they're like hollowed out. So it's really, really pretty. And I love them, but I never really have a place to use them. So I decided, you know what? It could look like a bit of something on the wall in the background. So, and the paper that I'm actually putting these on, it's not actually white. It is out of the Always and Forever collection. It's one of those papers that it's got a very faint, kind of looks like wallpaper. So I was really happy with that. So you can see the pattern on the back. Well, the other pattern's on the other side. And it is beautiful. So I'm going around with some foam tape. Now you can see my little doggies in the window. So if you have a look at these dogs, the one on the right, that's Mum. She's Daisy. And the little teeny tiny Chico, she's on the left, and she turned 1 on, I think it was Friday or Saturday. She turned 1. So yeah, they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous little puppos, and they're so easy to train. Oh my goodness, they are adorable. They actually use a bell when it's time for dinner. They have to touch the bell. They have to do, like, they've got this little routine, and they have to touch the bell if they're hungry. It's so cute. And my chihuahuas, nah. I reckon we could probably teach Gizmo, but Lexi, she would just look down her nose at you and say, "Excuse me?" I don't think so. And just put my food down. So yes. Now I am going through, I have cut, this is a die that I got from Temu. It was just a cheap one that I went through. I put it through the die cutting machine 3 times just to give me a little bit of extra. It's a flower pot with a bow. Sorry, I need a drink. Oh, I think I'm getting sick. I think my kids are making me... Damn it. They were not 100% this week. Well, Angela wasn't. And I think they've passed it on. Ugh. It doesn't work for me. I don't like getting sick because then I can't do voiceovers effectively because I'm all tired and stuffy in the head. Okay. Now, I am just creating, and you can see what I'm doing here. I literally, you should have seen the mountain. Actually, if you're on Facebook, you would have seen it. I posted and showed how messy this process was. And the mountain of inks that I pulled down and I was using, it was just, let's add a bit more. Let's add a bit more. It was so much fun. And that's what I want you guys to take from these videos. I want you to take that, just have fun with it. It doesn't have to be, you know, all serious and all the rest of it. Like, just have some fun with it. And believe me, they will be the ones that you enjoy the most. You will love them. I'm using my mini detail brushes. Apologies. Mini blending brushes, they're called. Now, I got mine from... I think I bought mine off Amazon. You can get them everywhere now. Like, everyone's jumped on the bandwagon and they're fantastic. I love them for doing things like this. You can blend your colours together so easily and I absolutely love it. And it gives you a nice smooth blend. It's not sort of like if you use your finger daubers or if you use your dome blenders, or you don't get that nice crisp smooth blend. You end up with it's a little bit disjointed. So I find, and you can get lines in your blend. So this is just a tool that I reckon helps, especially if you're new to blending or if you don't do it a lot. I obviously do it a lot because this is my job. This is what I do for a job, guys. This is my one. It is my favoriteest thing in the whole wide world, other than my family. Scrapbooking is, and craft, that is my thing. That is my jam. I love it. Do you guys want to know what color inks I used? I'm going to tell you. While I'm going through here doing this little bit of ink blending, I'm going to tell you. I'll see if I can rattle them all off really quick. Ground espresso, wild honey, squeezed lemonade, tattered rose, dried marigold, fossilized amber, mustard seed, spiced marmalade, bundled sage, candied apple. I hardly ever use that colour, but I did. I pulled it down, guys. Rustic wilderness, carved pumpkin, walnut, stain, saltwater taffy, and vintage photo. There you go. I got them all out. That is a list. I don't mind admitting that is a list, guys. But if you want variation in your flowers, look, they're probably not colours that these particular flowers come in. Then I forgot about the bows, and then I'm like, why am I holding my finger on these bows? I should have just put them on my I pulled it down. I did remember. So I did all of those flowers and completely forgot, hey, you can use your press and seal trick, Karen. I had been going for hours on this, and I wanted to get it done, and I was going to get it done. Don't worry about these little white sprigs. I edit that out because I didn't even use them. So no point in showing you how I did that. Now, these are, so you can see up the top, that's the drop shadow, and then down the bottom is the actual title. So that particular SIZZIX Thinlet, and I will put the number there at 664728. It gives you a double bang for buck. So you can put this all together as a drop shadow. So color one bit, a different color to the other. You can do, like I love doing this, where you've got 2 different colors in a title. All of those things, I love doing that to all of them. So that's where I pulled in some more saltwater taffy, and I used the 2 browns. I used walnut stain, but then I did come in just at the bottom of it, and I used some ground espresso. Now, I do have my title still sitting at the top there because I'm still not 100% sure that I'm not going to use it. I'm using the coloured title, yes, but I'm not sure if I'm going to put that drop shadow on there. Now, I didn't waste my time colouring it yet though, because I figured no, I'm just going to wait. So here is where I realised what was missing off these guys. Now, it needed a cross going across the wood. I'm trying to create wood shutters. Now, it's at this point that I realise what's wrong with my wood shutters. They're too perfect. Okay, so I just come in with my Tim Holtz mini snips. These things are amazing. I'm just hacking the ends of them, just taking some slivers out, you know, trying to create more of a natural wood end. And I do the same up the sides. And because I haven't backed this onto paper as such, I'm actually able to fold the see how I've just cut out the inside bit there? You can see a little gap. I just sort of buckled it one forward, one back, and just cut a very fine sliver off, and it gave me a more natural wood look. And, you know, I mean, you might be more than happy with just cutting it as one piece. You might like it to be, if you give this a try, I would love to see it. I really, really would. Even if you just do the wood panels, you know, that would look amazing. I was thinking about how I could do this differently. Now, this was my scrap. I didn't throw it out. For some reason, I thought I might use that. And I'm glad I didn't throw it out because I really do like that dark colour around the window. This is just a KAISERCRAFT nesting die set. It's a rectangle. The reason I used it, I know I can cut a square out, but it's got a curve on the inside, on the windows on the inside, and I thought that would look really cute. So that's when I decided, yep. So now once I've put that on there, see how it's coming together a little bit more, and I really like that. Now I'm raising up and I'm creating a little bit. So my title has got thin craft foam behind it. These little guys, these doors have got craft foam behind them as well. These are my strips that I get from eBay. If you want to know where you can get those from, you can have a look and over on my Facebook group. The link is in the description and it is pinned at the very top. So you can have a look for those if you are interested in getting those. I do know that there's a lot of places that actually sell those now. So you might know of somewhere closer that you can get them from. Now, I am in the process here. I'm trying to figure out how to create a windowsill because I cut these flowers and these flower pots and I really did like them and I just wanted to use them somewhere. And I wasn't too sure where I was going to use them. Then I thought, you know what? Maybe I could just pop them down in the bottom corner. Didn't matter if it was left or right, but I thought maybe if I just cut a piece of wood, and it's not, I have a lot of trouble with using something that is out of scale. I really struggle with that. So the fact that I use these flower pots and the fact that I put them on this wood background it's a miracle in itself because I usually really struggle with that. So don't ever be fearful of cutting your dies as well. See how I've made those 3 pots? It's the same die, but just cut the bottom off it and boom, bada bing, you've got 3 different size pots. So I did run tape runner behind these because all those little squares that you can see, they actually pop out. So you can pop those out and then put a coloured bit behind it instead of colouring the front of the pot, or have colour and two-tone. You do whatever you want. I thought that I had dragged this out probably long enough that hopefully you guys are still with me. Hopefully you're sticking this out right to the end because the very end looks really cool, guys. I'm really, really happy with it. So this is how I like to make my flowers a little bit more realistic. Now I went through and I do zoom in here in a minute. No, I've already done that. maybe. Give me a half a second and I'll be able to tell you. I'm watching this back. I actually did this like 3 or 4 days ago. So I'm trying to... No, I've already done the zooming in, I think. So here's my title. This is actually where I was taking a photo for Facebook. And this is where I was saying, see, I don't always do things neat and tidy. So I haven't glued my window down yet because I want to see how tall my flowers are. And I did zoom it in. I knew I zoomed it in. See, I thought I was losing my marbles. But I did zoom it in. I just pulled out, these pens are little TIPSY pens. Got them from Crafts Online. And I bought them ages ago. I don't even know if they still have them. Any pens that you have, whether they're metallic or otherwise, I just wanted to create a little bit of line work on the leaves just to make them look a little bit more realistic. And I was happy with how they turned out. I was really happy with it. And these little swirly ones, they actually it stays together, and you've sort of got to unravel it to pull the negative piece out. So I did that and I was really happy with that. And I was just going over them. As I said, nothing too dramatic. I was just trying to... These little guys had little bits in them that popped out as well. And I did want to pop them out, but I was leaving them in while I coloured it. That way my brushes don't get hooked in it. So I do want to let you know, yesterday I put up a discount code for Crafty Divas, and they have so kindly given us a discount code of 10%. 20%, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? 10% is more than enough, honestly. On all their chipboard, their chipboard cut aparts, get it around the right way. And if you want to grab yourself some, I will be using some more later this week. And they are really good. I'm so grateful that they have given us that discount code. And the discount code is Karen, Karren. And yeah, it's fantastic. So if you want to pop over there and have a look and see, you might not be into chipboard. I have to be honest, I've never really, because I use my Cricut. I don't use it a lot. So I use my Cricut. I love cutting my titles there and then when I make my titles on the day or whatever. But I have to say, I was really, really surprised. I loved it. I really did enjoy using it. So I will use more later in the week. Now I start to build my page. This is it. You're on the home stretch now, guys. We've gone through all the processes. Now it's time to start building up and sticking things down and getting it to all come together. So if you've stuck it out this long, you're on the home stretch. So I put all these little flowers. Now I went with these colors because they're sort of more realistic colors, I suppose. And this is where, look, it's going down. I'm putting my window down. Now I've got those flowers there. I'm like, right, okay, that's where I want it. I did end up moving it up a little bit. You can probably see where it was going to be. And I was only thinking about I was thinking about putting these flower pots on the windowsill, but they're way too big. Way too big. So now they're more sort of in the garden area. And because I put those couple of bits of wood down, they sort of look like stepping stones. So, you know, you never know. It could be realistic. Sort of, not really. So, yeah. So if there's anything that you would like to see a video on, I am also loading up a tips and techniques video today. It is going up, and what it's got in it is showing you how I create on my Cricut, using my Cricut software, how I create my shaker pockets, you removing the section so you've got the exact background to go on it. So if you want to check that out, that will be over there as well. Now this is me gluing down my title. I have to tell you, when you're gluing these down, you've got to give it time. Because it's craft foam, you need to give it a little bit, and less glue is more when it comes to art glitter glue. I'm still yet to learn that. You know what? I've been using this glue for years. And I'm not even kidding when I tell you I still put too much on. You don't need anywhere near the amount. You can see it oozing. You don't see it in the very end, but yeah, it's crazy. Now, the reason I decided not to use the drop shadow, if you've stuck around long enough, guess what? You're about to get one of Karen's dodgy situations. Okay, so situation's this. I cut the whole title, I did everything. The problem I have with this particular die set, the P and the D. Okay, the P and the D. I have actually cut my D's from P's because my drop shadow is on the wrong side. It's on the up side instead of the bottom side. So I muffed it. Therefore, that made the decision for me that I wasn't going to get my shadow. I could have pulled it all out again. I could have cut it all again. But like I said, I'm 4.5 hours invested in this particular page. So, nah, I was not pulling it out again. I was not doing it again. We were just going to high five and meet in the middle and just use the title that was cut. Now, the word window on the bottom, it is slightly... It's sort of going down to the bottom corner. It's not perfectly straight. That is the game you play when you use anything that has planks of wood or horizontal lines anywhere. You either got to get it bang on the money or just leave it alone. So that's what I was doing. You know what? I didn't even notice it on the reel when I was taking the photos. I didn't notice it. It wasn't until I was doing this and I was editing that I realized it's a little bit crooked. You know what? It's not going to kill anyone. It's fine. It's not a problem. This is me in real time. See this? This is what happens after you've scrapbooked for 4.5 hours. And this is real time. I don't know why this bit's real time, but it is. I apologize. I really do hope that it doesn't go too long for you. But this is me just adding I was putting little crystals in the middle of my bows. I used half pearls on my flowers. Normally I would grab liquid pearls and create a heap of different bits and pieces on there, but I decided to just leave them the way they are. I really do like this layout, guys. Now, I'm going to do my shameless plug. If you've watched this far, thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate each and every subscriber, watch, view, like, comment, the whole shebang. I absolutely love it. Now, I am sorry this bit. I didn't realize that I didn't do this bit. This is me procrastinating on whether I'm going to fix. No, that's right. This is where I'm reading. I know why I left this in now. It needs a question mark. And I've literally left it till right now to realize that in this particular die set, there's no question mark. There is none. So for the first time ever, Tim Holtz has let me down. So I had to this is me real time thinking about what could I do. So this is the drop shadow for the eye. And I thought, you know what? Maybe I could just do an exclamation mark instead of a question. Maybe I can get away with that. So I trimmed up the edge because these really thin edges, the purple craft foam that I used, you could see it. So I can't believe how slow I am in real life. If I left this in real time, you guys would click and go someplace else real quick. So, yes, it's very annoying. I'm very sorry about that. So, there you go. There's my exclamation. I think that works. Is it ideal? Is it a question mark? No. But it fixed it. And this is where it was actually really starting to cool down and my glue was struggling. It was literally drying before I even got it down. I don't even know why. I don't know. Do you guys have that trouble? Look, I don't normally have that trouble in Queensland because it's normally hot. Although it wasn't this morning at AFL. Holy moly. We were at the Grange in the city. Wow. It was chilly. Very, very chilly. Okay, this bit's nearly done, guys. Now, I did end up, what did I do here? This is me just holding it down. I love this multi-purpose tool. If you have access to someone that you can purchase creative memories from, seriously, I mean, I have a thing, but I don't order very often. But get yourself one of them. They are the best tool. They really are. For sticker placement, for lifting edges up. They are magic. That is probably, I would have to say, between that and the personal trimmer, they're probably the two best things that Creative Memories ever brought out. There you go. There's a huge disclaimer for you. And they haven't paid me a single cent to say it. So there we go. Now we're going to flick over to the close-up because I've stopped procrastinating. That is it, guys. Please, if you would like to leave me a comment, let me know if this was... I know this was much longer than normal. My videos are not normally this long. I can usually condense them a lot better than this. But this one had a lot of layers to it. There was a lot of processes in this one. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that thumbs up for me. That all helps my channel out. And like I say, every cent that this channel makes, it comes back to you through product. So thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate each and every one of you. And don't forget, if you want to grab that 10% discount, it's only valid for this week through until the 27th of July. Not July. We're in August, people. To the 27th of July. And then you can get yourself a 10% discount from Crafty Divas on their chipboard. Thanks so much, guys. I will chat to you soon. Bye for now.